Wait, how fast can I do it? How fast can I do it? Hi everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Francis, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about 3 word tips that are Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francis. I am so happy to be with you guys here today. Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about 3 weird little tips that are gonna get you writing. If you are in a writing slump or any kind of situation that stops you from writing, you usually go for tips on how to get back into writing or into reading if you're in a reading slump. Stuff that you can do, inspirational videos, whatever. You will get into all of that. But I am here today to give you 3 tips on how to actually get back in there, how to actually get back in the game and not lose it again. That's the most important part. And why are they 3 weird little tips? When you get into tips for writing or whatever it is, you will usually get the kind of tip that tells you write a lot. All you get as a tip is write more, write a lot, practice. But I wanted to go a little deeper into that. Why? Why should I write a lot? I want to get you to have 3 tips on how to get better at this. How not to go into a slump again. Because that's always the biggest problem. You go into a slump, you get out of the slump, you start writing a lot, and then you go back into a slump and you feel like shit. No one wants to feel like shit. No one wants to feel like they're just blocked. So today, here, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to get unblocked and unblockable. The first thing that I want to get into is the very basicest of the basic. You want to get into writing, so you have to understand what is writing. The basic definition of writing is not even the act of putting pen to paper and writing something. That's not it. That's not where I want to get. Where I want to get is writing is a creative process. This is what writing is. Whenever you put the pen to the paper and you start writing words, you have to get creative. It doesn't matter if you're copying something, if you're just thinking about something formal to write, a letter or a declaration, whatever. You have to get creative every time. But from then, what you have to apply is, okay, so how do I get that creative process going? How do I get creative processes going in general? My first tip for you as a writer, get a lot of input. And this is not just read a lot, because a lot of people are going to tell you, if you want to be a writer, you have to read a lot. Yes, sure, you do. You do have to read a lot, and that is part of it. But reading is not just reading. It's a source of input. You have to have information put into you. And the way for you to get information is, go out on a walk, look at everything, think about everything. There's a tree right there, but it's not just a tree. What happened to this tree before? It might sound stupid, but what happened to this tree? Why is that branch broken? What is this? What is that? Why? When? Where? Just go out and ask all these questions to yourself. Don't let anything go unnoticed. That's the core of it. And this is exactly what you have to do with reading. You want to write a lot, you will have to read a lot. You'll have to get a lot of input. So if you go into reading, just pay attention to all the details, because every single detail might give you an idea for what you want to go for next in your story, in your book. Being creative never, ever, I'm saying ever, comes from nothing. Creativity never comes from zero. There's always something that makes you connect to something else. And that something else connects to something else, and it connects to something else, and it's a whole process that will lead you to your idea. So pay attention to everything, because every single little thing might bring you to your next thought process. The second thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, after getting all this input, this information put into you, how do you get into the habit of putting it into words, of putting your creative ideas into words, into paper, into a book? How? The tip that I have for you guys to start this, the way to go for this, is to find your routine. And by finding your routine, I know a lot of you guys out there are already thinking, but I freaking hate routines. I don't like routines. I don't like to just do the same thing every day. If you do want to do that, if that's your process, sure, do it. But a routine is not just getting up at 10 a.m., or 9 a.m. or 8 a.m., going to have breakfast, after that having your bath, after that sitting down for a cup of tea, and after that sitting down to write. No, that's not it. A routine, the definition of a routine actually, is a customary or regular course of action. And the curious thing here is not liking a routine is a routine. Your customary or regular course of action is not liking routines. When someone talks to you about a routine, your reaction is always going to be, but I don't like that shit. If you're one of those people who doesn't like routines, that's what you have to go for. Don't have a routine. What you are going to find out, your routine is going to be, where do I like to write? When do I like to write? You know, at dawn, at dusk, nighttime, daytime, midday, whenever there's no people around, or when there are a lot of people around me, a lot of noise. You have to find that out. Forget about schedules, forget about determined times when you have to write. Find your perfect setting. That's it. That's your first routine. When you have found that perfect setting, then you can start looking for real times to write on or at, whatever. Why is this? Why am I telling you to do this? Does this seem unreasonable? Does it seem ridiculous that you have to look for the perfect place, that you can't just in one day write on your bed and in the other day write on your desk? And you might have a notion why this isn't ridiculous, because maybe you have experienced before that it's easier for you to write at your desk than it is for you to write at the dinner table. But I'm going to explain why this happens. What the brain does, because we humans are creatures of habit and are creatures who generalize things for survivability, we tend to generalize actions. I can pick up this pen just because whatever, but the pen is always going to be associated with writing. It's what it's for. I can't really use this pen to erase stuff. I can't. So I generalize it. So if I look at a pen which erases things instead of writing, that's something strange. And this is exactly the thought process you have to get into when you want to go write. You have to associate an action to writing. Simple. And this will make it a lot easier. There are writers who put on a writing cap. There are writers who just pour themselves a hot cup of tea or coffee or wine or whatever, pick up, lights up a cigarette and go smoke for a while. This is their trigger, and this is what you have to find. Find your trigger. This action that you are playing right now, your brain is going to associate with writing. Okay, so after this, I always write. By doing this, by always doing the writing after another course of action, your brain is going to start getting into that mindset as soon as you pour that hot cup of tea. So this will make it a lot easier for you to just start running those juices in there. Just start getting into the writing mindset. And this is going to unblock you, basically. The next thing that I do want to go for is one of the usuals, but again, with a little twist, which is practice, practice, practice. Okay, you guys have to practice your craft like crazy. But the little twist here is, I don't mean just practice writing. No. I mean, practice going out and looking at every single person and whatever they are doing for ideas. Look at everything in nature and whatever is happening. Look for every detail. Practice not letting anything get passed by you. Practice finding the perfect setting. When you actually find the perfect setting, practice that. Practice always going for that hot drink before writing. Practice writing after you've done all of that. That's when you actually start practicing the writing process. So practice, 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 yes, but practice every single thing, every single process that brings you into writing. And you'll see after you get this done, it's a lot easier than it seems. You'll just do way better at writing. It's as simple as it is. You have to get your brain and your mindset into that. Yeah, I just turned 3 usual tips into something a little weirder because we went a little bit deeper into these matters. And I will be doing more tips on this, guys. I really want to help everyone out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys liked whatever and everything maybe that I said here. I hope that I actually helped you in a way. And if I did, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to leave any comments down there if you would like to give me any suggestions, to say something to me that you have thought about that you hadn't yet before. Give me something that you want me to talk about in the next video. Maybe some other tip that you have but you don't really know what to do with it, and I will look at it with you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll tell you this, you hit that subscribe button and I'll give you more tips. Sound good? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you at the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.